Hello guys, welcome to Realty with Faiza Rehmani. Today's show I just wanted to do a solo, just so we can get a little information about how the Toronto and how our suburbs emerged. I think when we live in this cosmopolitan city of GTA in this part of the Ontario, it seems like everyone's just everywhere. And so today I just wanted to give a little history and a little brief about how Toronto emerged as a city and how did all these little cities that we see connected so much to Toronto, which are so high in spike in prices in real estate, how they emerged. So I came across this really interesting article and then I did a little research about it, that how it all began. So Toronto's history, how it all began was just after the World War II, when people were influxing from all different parts of the world into Toronto for work. Basically, it was the economic hub station. It was a financial hub station for all of them. And people were working in Toronto. And what they did was, it was their dream to live around that place in their own homes, with their own driveways and their own treated lots. And that was a dream of the Canadians who were settling here. For that, they had to kind of spread out into the vicinities near Toronto, build their homes in a nice neighborhood where their kids could play, where their families could be raised, and where they could have an easy commute into the main downtown. And if you had looked up where Toronto is, if you look in the map or old city pictures, you'd realize that basically it was downtown Toronto by itself, where all your workstations or your buildings for the work service industry was. And then you'd see just parking lots. Parkings, deep parking lots. Because why? People commuted from just a little suburb of the Toronto, which was maybe like 10, 15 kilometers, and they commuted into the main downtown, into their offices. And then all these lots, you would say, was just parking. And it wasn't until they realized that driving was not a hassle, because parking would be easy for them to find just next to their workstation. And then slowly these areas started to become more dense. And one of the most initial suburbs that emerged right with Toronto was the Scarborough, the Etobicoke, and the North York region. These places, if you see, they're very extensive, they're very vast, and they're very properly done. Like, they've got streets, proper markings running in them, because this is how they settled. This is how their driveways were put. This is how they wanted for their families to settle down. It wasn't until years and years later, when cities like Mississauga and Oakville and Guelph, they started to emerge. It wasn't years and years later. Now what happened is all these suburban little cities were getting populated, but the Toronto main hub was just parking lots. And then it wasn't until the new immigrants didn't come in, and the LGBTO people, and the hippies, they started settling into the downtown core, because that's where they found work and that's where they wanted to live, because they didn't have cars to commute from the suburban areas into these places. And so they started living into the main Toronto. So slowly these parking lots were being demolished and they were being replaced by high-rise condo buildings, 80-story buildings, 50-story buildings. And then eventually Toronto became what it is today. It is one of the highest ranking metropolitan city to be lived in, and of course one of the most expensive cities to live in. And so this is a little story I wanted to share with you guys when it comes to suburbs and how the suburbs emerged, how specifically Scarborough, Etobicoke, and North York emerged along with Toronto. It fascinates me, especially if you come across pictures from that time. It is really amazing to see how population growth has an effect on the way the city looks. If you see the pictures, it tells a story by itself. And then, of course, years and years later, then we had the Mississauga, Oakville, Brampton, Caledon, Guelph. The entire west is another region altogether. The entire east is another region together. So many cities, and all with real estate booming. When we come down now to talk, when we've already covered the suburbs, this is how the suburbs came into being. you will see more and more of people influxing into these suburban areas even more. Guelph, just 5 years down the lane, the real estate of Guelph was at least 20% less. Now it is 20% higher. In the reason of it is because the population is doing a move there. They're finding affordable homes there. They're finding nicer homes to raise their families. So when I say that, we have to come out of the aura when people say, "Aap to itne dur chale gaye, aap to you're so far off, why have you moved here?" So I want to tell all of you guys, real estate is real estate. Real estate is bound to go up no matter what. As the population grows, real estate is going to grow. It's going to go up and up and up. It might not grow the way in Toronto grows up. It might not go as fast as maybe your Mississauga goes up or your Milton goes up, but it is bound to go up because people want to find themselves into better housing, better lifestyles, and less investments and less down payments and nicer living styles, nicer homes. Everyone doesn't have $600,000 to spare to buy $1 million home. And in these areas that we see now outside West, you will find yourself getting yourself into such pretty homes with what you have. And I want everyone to come out of that myth and that thought that well, the schools aren't good, or no, it's too far and I don't know what kind of city it is. No, all these beautiful cities of, let's say for example, Guelph, it's very expensive now, Rockwood, Acton, then you have on your way from there, you have Cambridge, you have Guelph, you have Kitchener, you have Waterloo. If on the other side you have Dundalk, you have Dundas, you have Waterdown, you have Brantford, you have Hamilton. Certain pockets of Hamilton they have a 27% increase in prices. Woodstock, London, oh my gosh, we have tons of people moving from the Toronto area to London. They don't mind commuting twice, thrice a week, but they get amazing houses for their amount of their investment. And all of these prices are going up. Another myth that we have here is schools. Oh no, schools in Oakville are the best. Schools in Mississauga, this particular schools are the best. This is something I really wanted to touch bases on. Some of the things are they're fads. They're just hype that a certain community has made, or we think it's important to make that hype. Your training of your kids, your attitudes always starts from your home, number one. Number two, all schools are amazing. This is this Faiza rating. If you go into the smaller towns like Fergus, now I sat with the principal there in Fergus and I was talking to him and I said, I don't find your school on Faiza rating. And he said, really? I have 250 kids in my school. That's about it, just 250 kids in his school. And he said, how do I even qualify for that Faiza rating? I don't want my kids to be up there competing with each other. It's about how well they do. I have noticed in his school, I was amazed. I wish I could bring him into the show one day. I'll try to actually get a contact of him and bring him in. And he introduced me to some of his students. They were the best kids in drama. Their kids were doing absolutely wonderful when it comes to writing. They had kids their writing were published into local libraries. Their kids were doing amazing. And the teachers were working one-on-one. The classroom sizes were 10 students per class, per teacher, which is amazing. So how do we exactly put that into perspective? So we as customers, as clients, when we're going to get ourselves into new homes or we're buying new homes, we have to kind of think out of the box. Oh my gosh, is this school, I have to move in here because this school has a particular Faiza rating. No, you need to work with the teachers, you need to work with the principals. All schools are amazing. Yes, there might be an odd one or here, two here, which you don't want to prefer to send your kids. But really, every area has people living in there. So if you have a particular investment, or you want to move your home, you want to flip your home, you want to get into yourself into a nicer home, a bigger home, but you don't want to spend $1 million on a home or $1.1 million. In the GTA region, you can't get anything less than $1 million. If you don't want to put that kind of money, don't want to afford that kind of mortgage, These are all these amazing cities you have that you can make your move. And just on that note, I don't want to get you guys too bored. I expertise in the city of Woodstock, the city of Brantford, Dundas, Waterdown, Guelph, London, Kitchener, Cambridge. So if you guys have any inquiries and you want to make a move, you want to lower your mortgage, you want to take that vacation every year that you want to, but you can't because you're paying for a mortgage you can't afford. If you want to spend that few summers you have left with your kids before they move out of the home and they get themselves into high schools or universities, and you want to spend the most of your income on spending beautiful memories and having beautiful homes at the same time, please do call me, your right at home real estate agent Faiza Rehmani, and you can contact me at 905-462-0227. Thanks guys, have a great day.
ट्रेंडी कूल है के गहने गोल्ड हाउस गोल्ड ज्वेलरी का है बेस्ट प्लेस गोल्ड हाउस प्योरिटी क्वालिटी भरोसे का ये नाम गोल्ड हाउस ज्वेलर्स
Now open biggest store of 22 and 24 karat gold jewelry in Malton. Gold House Jewelers.
New collection just arrived from Dubai, Pakistan and India. Call Shahid or Junaid.
905-672-0786.
Purity is guaranteed.
गोल्ड हाउस ज्वेलर्स
पकाओ आसानी से यूं तुम आराम करो ना 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 हबीब के आसान रेसिपी मिक्सेस अपनाएं, बॉम्बे बिरयानी का असल मजा पाएं।
An exclusive multi-designer studio specialized in wedding planning services, bridal wear, casual party wear, jewelry, shoes, purses, dupattas, men's and kids' clothes. You name it, we have it. Some of the Pakistani designer labels we carry are Sani-K, Agha Noor, Sana Safinaz, Anas Abrar, Zainab Chutani, Wahaj Khan, Fatma Khan and many more. Parahan, sheer elegance. We believe in quality service and best price.
You can contact 9075 Derry Road West, Unit Number 1, Milton, Ontario.
This is the world of internet. You have everything on your computer and mobile screen. If you wish to promote your business through internet, especially to perfect target market, then you have just one reliable name, NJ Marketing, offering various marketing solutions like social media marketing, telemarketing, email marketing, search engine optimization, graphic designing, web designing and development, and mobile application development. So call now at 647-824-1485 or email at njmarketing15@gmail.com or log on to njmarketing.ca.